friends, Alex Kais here, and welcome to A Home in Seattle. Recently, Kendall and I have been working on our house, contemplating a little bit of a move. So, I feel your pain. This recent lack of inventory is hitting close to home. This market's a conundrum. First-time homebuyers are having a hard time because there's so much competition, and sellers are getting top dollar for their homes, but if they aren't moving out of the area, then they're still at the mercy of this ruthless seller's market. That's the puzzle that I'm dealing with right now, right along with all of you buyers and sellers out there. If you know me at all, then I'm a big fan of fixer-uppers, so I'm just checking out this place in Shoreline that is pretty cool. Look at this, nice sunroom. Interest rates are still driving demand, sitting at a near record low of about 3%. But at the same time, inventory is also at an all-time low. I've seen a lot of articles recently that call this an inventory crisis. And when you start looking at the numbers, you can see why. All we have to do is go back to 2018 to see what happened in a similar market. And months of inventory is a good metric for this. I'm pulling all of this data all the way from Renton to Linwood to get a good idea of how things are going in the greater Seattle area. If you're unfamiliar with this months of inventory metric, it essentially looks at how long our current inventory is going to last, assuming no new listings come to market. Before, we've talked a lot about the gap between number of listings and number of sales, and this is just another way to chart supply versus demand. Let's zoom out a bit and look at 15 years worth of this data. The taller the graph gets, that's the longer inventory lasts in the market. Up here, this is 2009, and we were getting up to 15 months. So that meant that there was a lot of inventory and it was taking quite a while to sell. Economists mostly agree that about 6 months is a healthy market, meaning that it doesn't sway either way to a seller or buyer. 2010, we saw that with about 5 to 6 months of inventory. And ever since then, it's been going down and down in the Seattle area to 2018, which was the last inventory crisis that we had. So eventually it bounces back, but as you can see right now, if you're out there home buying, it's pretty rough out there. There's not a whole lot of inventory and it goes super fast because there's a lot of demand. Just as an aside, I'll mention that we bought our current house at the top of the market in April of 2018, and we might do so again and move this spring. I do believe it's important to stay informed, but ultimately, your personal circumstances are going to determine when it's time to move. While I don't love buying at the top of the market, I'm not totally afraid to do so because I know that we're going to live in the next house for a number of years, and we're sure to benefit from appreciation. Before we continue with Seattle housing stats, I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you because I recently hit 1,000 subscribers and I couldn't be more grateful. It's been so fun answering all of your questions in the comments and even meeting up with some of you to house hunt together. In celebration of hitting 1,000 subscribers, I wanted to send one of you this home security kit that Abode recently sent me. We have a smart camera on our front door from Abode and it's pretty great. So this kit includes the main Abode computer hub, a key fob, a door sensor, and a motion sensor. They have a ton of add-ons you can get to fit your needs, but this kit gets you started with the main hub. Now, if I had had an Abode water sensor on my hot water heater, I would have known about the leak that I just discovered a few weeks ago. Then maybe I could have saved a few $1,000s it cost to completely gut our hallway and remove the water damage and mold that had accumulated after the water heater leaking for who knows how long. So to get in on this giveaway, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and leave a comment below with one luxury feature that you'd like in your dream home. I'll pick someone at random on April 1st and I'll mail out this Abode starter kit for you. Going back to the data, the result of this crazy market is bidding wars and homes going for well over asking price. In January, homes were going for about 2% over list price, but in February, sales prices spiked to 5% over list price. This means that a home listed for $600,000 probably sold for around $630,000. But remember, that's just an average. There were also places like this 3-3 home in Phinney Ridge that was listed for $995,000 and sold for over $1.2 million. Yes, that's a whopping 23% over list price. Or what about this Maple Leaf teardown that was listed at $500,000 and sold for $588,000, 17% over list price. And it's a teardown. Turning to the condo market, I pulled stats from just Seattle proper, since that's where the bulk of the condo market is. The market's still soft here, but things are starting to pick up. You can see from the sales price to list price ratio that condos in Seattle are selling for about 99.2% of list price. January is 98.3. Okay, great. That's wrong. Okay, the graph is mislabeled. January was 98.3, and this last month, February, was 99.2%. So what's a Seattleite to do? Not much, unfortunately. There's a lot of factors driving this market, in addition to the low interest rates. New home construction has been slow for the past 10 years, and it's only recently been picking up. So we have low inventory because of that. The rising popularity of Airbnbs means that normal people are generating income on their primary homes, or their second ones. And this means that people have a lot less incentive to sell. Millennials are in their prime home buying years, and there's probably 10 more years of this. So with the biggest generation yet ready to buy a home, we could continue to see a pinch of supply. Foreclosures are way down, not only because of the COVID restrictions, but because baby boomers are sitting on a ton of equity in their homes. If people are seeing money troubles right now, then they can just fall back on this equity as a security net. While this is great news for people in financial hardships, all of this combined has led to a bit of a perfect storm of an inventory crisis. I do think that things will normalize once COVID smooths out, but until then, find a good lender, continue to do your research, and know that buying a house in Seattle is still possible. It might just take a little bit longer than normal. So if you're thinking about making a home in Seattle, send me a message and we'll chat about how to get the process started. Until then, bye.